Well, how easy is that is something I end up saying all the time in my show because I like things to be really easy. And so I thought, well, why don't I just challenge myself and see if I can make a whole book of really easy recipes. When I was thinking about the recipes that I use over and over again, and I'm a fairly experienced cook, not a trained professional cook, but experienced, I thought the ones I use all the time for parties and for dinner at home are the easiest ones. And I thought, why don't I just make an entire book of recipes that I'm going to use over and over and over again? And that's really what this is. I think the audience for this book is really everybody. Beginning cooks who find recipes hard to do, they'll find this one easy. But experienced cooks like me or people who've cooked a lot, everybody is so busy. I mean, their lives, I don't even have any children or dogs or cats, and I don't have time to cook. So those are the recipes that I'm going to use over and over again, the ones that are really simple. You can go to the grocery store, buy perfectly good ingredients in one place, take them home, and make a delicious dinner. I have a very specific process for testing recipes. I do them over and over and over again until I get the flavor and the texture that I'm looking for in my mind. And if I don't have something in my mind, I never get there. But once I'm done, I take the printed page and I hand it to my assistant, who's a good home cook, but that's it. And I watch her make the recipe. And she does the craziest things that I would never have imagined. She puts a little thing in a big roasting pan, or she starts sauteing things while they're being cut up and it goes awry. She does things that, as an experienced cook, I would never have imagined doing. And so I rewrite the recipe so I can edit out those problems before somebody gets them at home. And then I do another thing, which is what I call road testing the recipe. What I do is I make like 3 main courses for my friends, and I see which one they like best. And that's the one that ends up in the book. You might think they're lucky friends, but sometimes it's a dip dinner where they have 6 dips for dinner. So you gotta like dips for that one. There's several things that I try and do in a recipe. One is that it's somehow a remembered flavor. When you look at the title and you look at the photograph, you go, that looks delicious and that sounds delicious. And then when you look at the recipe, you go, actually, I could actually do that. And for every recipe I do, I really have that in my mind, that it's going to be a delicious thing. It's not like eel eyeballs and octopus tails, and I don't even know if octopuses have tails. It's something like roast chicken. That's, you know, maybe it's with fennel, maybe it's with capers and lemon. It's something that you know is going to be absolutely delicious. I think the one thing that an average person can do to be a better cook immediately is when they're having a dinner party, not go through their book and choose the most challenging recipe that they've never made before. I'm actually so careful about choosing things. It's something I always know that I can do, that I've made many times before, and I feel really comfortable. And that goes for dinner at home with my husband or a dinner party. I never make something I haven't made before. Well, I actually got an unlikely start, to say the least. I used to work in the White House in nuclear energy policy, and I thought, I've got to do something more fun than this. And when I wasn't working, I was home cooking, and I learned how to cook by studying Julia Child's Mastering the Art of French Cooking and Craig Claiborne, the New York Times cookbook, and I invite my friends for dinner. And at some point I thought, maybe that's what I should be doing instead. So that's how Barefoot Contessa came about. It's amazing going out in the country and doing a book tour because people are so lovely. And they bring me gifts, and the only explanation I can have for it is that I've given them tools that make them feel better about themselves, and they want to say thank you. And 6-year-old boys bring me roses, and older women bring me Hermes scarves. It's just amazing, and everything in between. And they bake cookies. They may bring me cakes that they made. They just want to say thank you, and I just think it's so incredibly lovely. Actually, I love ebooks, and in fact, we're working on one right now, which will be perfect for a Nook. Sometime around Thanksgiving, maybe between Thanksgiving and Christmas, I'm going to have Barefoot Contessa as an ebook, and it will have a lot more information. So when you click on the ingredient olive oil, it will tell you what kind of olive oils I recommend and what it looks like. So when you go to the grocery store, you go, oh, that's the one I want. So when you're shopping for pears, how do you know when to tell that the pear is ripe? It will tell you right underneath. It smells like a pear. A Basque pear, for example, is brown when it's ripe. It's not green. So you'll have a lot of information for shopping because you'll have it with you. I always feel that when I pick up a cookbook, if I get 1 or 2 great recipes that I use over and over again, it was really worth the price. I want people to pick up this book and go through and say, I want to make that, I want to make that. Oh my God, that looks delicious. Oh, that looks fantastic. Oh, my husband would love that. I want all of the recipes to be winners, and I hope people love it.